Welcome, everyone. Episode 2. As always, Justin Juggernaut Swarts and the Dick.
Yeah.
And myself, Matthew Thud Bowerman.
I'm happy to be here.
We're in our new studio today.
Yes.
Which is in a construction site, it sounds like.
Yes, so we apologize for the construction going on outside. We're hoping these guys are going to finish up soon and drive away very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah. So Justin has graciously let us come sit at his gym.
Yeah, Cape CrossFit.
Yeah, so we've got like 45 minutes until Justin has to go and train and keep being elite.
Yes.
And me and Matt, what are we going to do? We're not going to do anything.
We're going to sit around.
We're going to watch him. Yeah, we're going
What
to
are we
watch him.
between? Where did you just come from?
Well, we had some coaching this morning.
Yeah.
Barbell club. We had the regular WOD. And then some open gym. And had a couple of teams filming their videos for the Battle of the Beast online qualifier workout.
Oh, yes.
Which was pretty cool.
We're going to talk about that later.
We'll touch on that later.
We'll touch on. Well, so I guess on that, we've said hello. What can we say? Let's do a few... sorry, guys. We're trying to figure out a good structure for this podcast. I guess the first bit, we'll just do some rapid-fire news bits. And
Yeah, did
so
you
far,
hear?
Yeah, everyone's talking about the CEO of CrossFit has resigned.
Yeah, firstly, we were all shocked that there was a CEO. we thought that Greg was the CEO.
Everyone's very caught up on the idea of who is Jeff K.
Yeah, he's become famous now that he's left.
Yeah.
But apparently quite a few people have left in the last few months. So the chief operating officer and the chief technology officer have also all left in the last few months.
What is a chief technology officer?
He must be running the Instagram. That's why he deleted it and then he left.
No. He accidentally deleted it.
Yes.
And then they said, listen.
He's like, oh no.
We're just going to have to make up some sort of story.
Yeah, we're going to basically remove you because...
He deleted Instagram.
Greg was like, oh, fuck it,
I
man. Everyone
hate
thinks
this
I'm
guy.
crazy anyway.
Yeah, so we'll make up a story that we just hate Facebook and privacy, but actually that guy just deleted the Instagram and he walked out.
The technology officer. With the little robots on his desk and everything. And that's like funny, you're fine.
Yes, he's gone. And the chief operating officer as well.
Okay.
So there's just Greg, basically. Greg and Savan.
And and Dave.
And Dave Castro.
But
yeah.
Greg, what is his role? His role changed.
Yeah, he used to be the CEO.
Was he the CEO? Okay.
Yeah, so, and then he became the chairman of the board, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was the chairman.
With the board of no one.
The board of himself. I'm the chairman of the board of one.
Board of one. It's just Savan and Dave sitting at a big desk, really far from him, and
Yes.
he's at the one end.
Yes. That's probably true. Yeah, but apparently they're not going to get a new CEO. They're just going to keep going with Greg, and that's it. Yeah.
You'll probably find with the movement to sort of outsource all elements pertaining to the CrossFit Games and the sanctionals, you'll probably find that many of the positions that were previously held become redundant.
Yeah.
And as a result, maybe it seems sort of like a negative thing that they're resigning or falling away, but you might just find that all those positions are going to become sort of fulfilled by another company or another entity managing what CrossFit used to manage.
Yeah. Justin's always sees the positive.
Yes, brings out the positive. I'm just thinking, it's crashing.
It's
going down.
The ship's going down.
No, I can see this is good. It's like
I can find the lights in this.
Justin, he's a coach. It's like, that power clean was really, really ugly. But on the positive side, you didn't die.
Yeah, you didn't die. You managed to pull it above your knees.
Me and Matt are like, oh no, everyone's leaving. CrossFit is going to close down soon.
Well, listen, the sanctionals didn't disappoint. So if that is anything to go by, I'm sure the restructuring internally will be okay.
Yeah.
They did pull their shit together at the end, and the
yes, like what's that?
Someone's just reversing in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah. So it was pulled together, and this live stream was way better than I thought.
Yeah, but look, in the last year under Jeff Kane, we've had some big things happen. Like no more regionals. We have all these sanctionals which have come out of nowhere, even though we've asked for them for years. The Reebok deal's coming to an end next year. We have Wit. They run the online store.
That is true. Yeah.
There's
So-
some good things.
But now this was just under Jeff. So, like, my company that I work at, we won some awards, and I work at the company,
Yes.
but it has nothing to do with me.
No.
So could Greg not have said to Jeff, "Look, we're doing these things,"
Yeah, it seems like Greg is steering the ship
and then he's just getting some credit on that MCU
on that article.
article saying,
Yeah.
"Look, while he was working at the place, all these things happened."
Yeah.
He didn't necessarily like action them,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I suppose he managed them.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
your job is.
But like Justin said, there's been some really good stuff. Even the courses, besides the level 1, I don't know about the level 2. Probably the level 2 is still CrossFit controlled.
Yeah.
But like the gymnastics course, the weightlifting course, all the speciality courses are now run by outside people.
Yeah. They're called the preferred CrossFit courses.
Yes, I think that's a good thing.
Mm.
They're not controlled by CrossFit anymore. They can do what they like, and I think that's good for people. There's a lot more ways for people to make money being involved in CrossFit
Yeah.
than there was before.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is Greg seems to have been quite vocal about not sort of reserving any one particular element of CrossFit for any particular person or company.
Yeah.
So that exclusivity right seems to have fallen away to make it way more inclusive, and as a result, the space opens up to way more creativity for people to kind of let CrossFit become its own beast in that sense.
Yeah.
Demand will drive which direction CrossFit goes, and I think CrossFit will then subsequently redirect all of its resources, if not most of it, towards health. You know, that was a massive thing that I noticed at the games. When was it? Last year?
Yeah.
When we were there, is that it seems that CrossFit was making a massive distinction between, you know, the elite component that is the CrossFit Games,
Yeah.
and then what it was originally intended for,
Yeah.
and that was helping the general population become physically fitter and healthier through this awesome
Yeah.
training methodology.
So
Yeah.
that's last year they had the health conference. They had their own like little box to watch over.
Yeah,
And this year we weren't there obviously, but it seems
just
there was
said-
more
it
emphasis
just
on
said
it.
CrossFit.
It just said CrossFit.
yeah. So that VIP section
Yeah.
was obviously making a statement
Yes.
last year.
This is us.
It was just CrossFit Health.
Games is over there,
Correct.
and then and seeing Greg there also this year with a big smile on his face. I wonder if he's just there. He's just showing face, or if he's actually happy now that he's managed to do his little split that he wanted to do.
Wow. And I think we were all worried that the sport of CrossFit was going to die because we obviously enjoy the sport, but it's not dead. It doesn't look like it's going
No.
anywhere. It's actually getting stronger.
It's
Yeah.
the peoples are holding it together.
The people's
We are the
sport.
glue.
Do you know what I think must have bugged Greg a lot was the simple fact that, and I'm sure you guys can agree, is that many people, when they get exposed to the idea of CrossFit for the first time, they say something along the lines of, that seems really intense. Like, I don't think that's
Yes,
for me.
yes,
Or,
yes.
don't you
Yeah.
have to be really
Yeah.
fit to do that?
It's that, It's that standard bad rap that everything has. Like I was talking to Courtney yesterday about the whole you're not supposed to squat below parallel, and it just got a bad rap in the beginning. I found this article at Squat University, and it explained how the bad rap came about, and it just got publicized in a magazine, and then from that point on, it's hard to get that taint
Yeah.
away. you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Greg might,
Yeah, so you hear it all the time. People coming to class for the first time and they think like they're going to have to be doing crazy things all the time. So it's good.
Yeah,
I think it's
CrossFit
good.
CrossFit will never become sort of the universal training methodology that I think Greg intended it to become if 4 out of 5 people say, you know, I'm going to try something a little easier,
Yes.
like buying a treadmill from Game
Yeah.
and putting it in my spare room,
Yeah.
and you know, building my fitness up slowly over the next 3 years before I do that intro at Game
Yeah.
CrossFit.
that
Yeah.
hectic looking place
Yeah.
where you do ring handstand push-ups in your first day.
It's not that bad. So that brings us nicely into the sport of CrossFit. So we have a local comp coming up next week in Cape Town, next weekend.
Yeah.
Battle of the Beasts. And it's grown into a decent comp. It used to be just like a tiny one. We have some really tiny comps around in Cape Town, ones that happen like at malls and that sort of thing. And then there's the medium-sized ones like Battle of the Beasts, and then there's obviously the big showcase, which is fittest in Cape Town, which is in February next year. So we have Battle of the Beasts this coming week, and it's teams of 4.
Yeah.
I think before it was teams of 2.
It was last year. It was 2 male, and 2 female, and that
Separate teams.
separate teams. Yeah, that went pretty well.
Yeah.
It was well attended, and then this year they just went for a slightly more sort of like
Like a
games
structure.
orientated
Yeah.
team structure, 2
Yes.
male, 2 female,
Yeah.
which a lot of people seem to identify well with because.
Because it's the games.
You guys, I'm sure you will remember a couple of years ago, it was really tough to get more
6
than
people.
one decent team of
Yeah.
3 female and 3
Yeah.
male.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a mission.
It was really
And,
tough.
I mean, for everyone's training and getting ready for it, to try to get them all to train together at the same time. The
Logistically, it
people
was a
there,
nightmare.
It was tough to get everyone together.
Yeah,
You know,
6
3 of them
man
have a
team was
job, day jobs. Like, who's on your team?
My team,
Yeah.
we have Vicky Polidoro, Diane Swarts, and then the late inclusion of AJ Fisser, because Mr. Alan Fowlis, unfortunately, had an incident with a rope.
Oh yeah, not a skipping rope.
Not a
An
skipping
incident
rope.
with his wrist. What is he doing?
Alan was descending down a rope climb, and upon kicking the rope away to the side, obviously to move it away so he doesn't land on it and twist his ankle, found himself in a position where the rope had wrapped around his lower leg.
Oh shit!
He fell down really
Upside
hard
down.
and landed on his right wrist, I think it was,
Yeah.
and that is severely bruised. Landed on his hip and seems to have strained his adductor to some degree.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's not broken. I spoke to him.
It's not broken.
So it's just
Thank
sprained,
God.
and he'll be okay in a few weeks. But obviously, just bad timing for Battle of the Beasts. So he's
Yeah.
had to pull out.
Yeah.
He did like a Pat Velma. He just went upside down and fell right down, just like Pat at the games.
Yeah.
So
So then you can
yeah.
get hopefully rest up, Alan. Yeah.
So you're going for the win.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Last year we won it, male and female.
Last year you won by 82 points or something. By the final workout, you didn't have to worry.
Yeah,
Well,
like-
listen, the final workout was in the dark, so I wasn't
Was it
quite.
late?
I don't think anybody really knew what was going on in the final. I remember looking at the leaderboard, and the sun had gone down, and everyone was still saying, "So who won? Who won the final workout?" And we, like, once the scores were populated, we'd be like, "Oh, so that was your score, and that was your score. Well done."
so you couldn't see.
But the podium was obviously a more indicative factor by that point of,
Oh, yeah?
of who had won. You know.
You have to put your torches on to shine.
Yes.
at the
Everyone had their
podium.
phones.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
That's next weekend at Redham.
Correct. That's in
Yeah.
Steenberg.
chances are then when this comes out, you would have won already.
Yes, that's the plan.
Yes.
Um,
So we'll be there. We'll go and watch a bit.
Yeah, I'll definitely go through. So they've made it more like they wanted to have, because it used to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday,
Yeah.
and now they're putting more emphasis on Saturday and Sunday, and you're just doing a qualifier or like a seeding.
A seating workout.
A seating workout.
Which is kind of a first time experience for a lot of the athletes that aren't trying to participate in sort of tier 1 competitions like Fittest in Cape Town. Today I was privy to some of the filming going on for the qualifier in the gym,
Okay, you would-
and it was cool to see some guys and how they handled the dynamics of setting up the camera and
Yeah.
getting the timers set up and the angles of the movement right so that you could check if it was a rep or no rep.
Yeah,
You forget how stressful that can be when you don't have a lot of
yeah.
experience.
It's all
with
those little things that the seasoned guys get used to, and you learn. It takes a while.
And these
And
are
it's
still
simple things like that.
Forming a qualifying workout, in my experience, is never straightforward.
Yes.
There's always something you forget to
You ran
to
out of space
anticipate.
and it cuts halfway,
Yeah.
and you can't press start again because they're going to disqualify it.
Can't cut the video. Don't dare try cut the video.
Yeah. And these are still amateur guys. These are just guys that do the class every day. They're not following training programs.
General
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, General Joe.
Yeah,
Listen
the
to
bread and
YouTube.
butter.
The bread and butter.
Greg's favourite.
Greg's favorite, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a whole new level. It never used to be like that. These competitions, normally you just signed up, you paid your 100 Rand, and you were in there.
Mm.
But it's getting more intense now, like for these middle of the road competitions like Battle of the Beast.
Nice.
So it's good.
Do you know any teams, competitive teams? you're going up
So,
against?
sure, to be honest,
Before I ask that,
Yes.
is it super team? Is it super teams allowed? 'Cause
super
you've got
teams are
AJ
allowed. Yeah,
versus-
I did check in with Mr. Seymour, and he said that is permitted.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of box representation from Cape CrossFit, Akerstad, Motley Crew. I think Mob Athletic even have a team or two getting involved. Yeah, listen, there's a big representation from around the Western Cape.
So AJ's with you guys, but he was actually against you guys last year because he was him
Yes.
and
And
Garth High?
not Garth High. I forget the guy's
Oh,
name. He was
Ivor.
from Ivor Hayward.
yes.
That's
Okay,
it.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The Garth was some other guy that I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Oh, that's Battle of the Beast. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Justin will probably win.
That's
Right,
us. That's Courtney trying to be positive.
you make it sound like I'm going out there by myself.
He's a very positive guy.
Justin
Yes.
and those other three people, we're not sure who they are. They'll probably yeah. But we're going to talk a bit about your 2019 season, if we call it 2019 season, up until the game.
Yes.
That's the end of the season. So you did quite a few sanctionals this year.
Yeah. Started with Fittest in Cape Town in a team. Obviously, we had a very successful team season the previous season, sending a
February.
team to the games.
Oh, who's in that team?
Who's in that team?
This was me.
The guy named Matthew Bauman, a name you won't hear too often.
No, you won't hear that very
He
often.
usually goes by the name Thud Slug.
He's crawled under a log somewhere. He's trying that guy.
But yeah, that team has obviously had some babies since.
People are best.
Matthew fell pregnant, and so did Nicole. No, Nick, I'm lying. What am I saying?
Congratulations, Nicole.
It's Rich Warble.
Rich Wilbur, did he fall pregnant as well?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, basically,
No, it was just me.
it was just Matthew,
Just Matt.
and I thought, okay, cool. I'm going to get back in the team environment and see if we can replicate what they did. A slightly different team on the roster. It was myself, Rich, Vicky, and Tash Null. And I wouldn't say it went too badly. I think we finished 8th overall.
Yeah.
There were definitely some workouts where there were some mistakes that happened, which sent us lower down the leaderboard than we wanted to.
Yeah.
But it was a great first sanctional experience.
Nice.
I loved it. I thought the events were fantastic. And it just kind of like made me hungry to, feel confident and motivated to pursue the other avenue, which is going individual.
Yes.
Which obviously later in the year took me through to the Italian Showdown and then the Reykjavik CrossFit Championship.
Was
So
it right
the-
after each other?
They were a week apart.
Those two competitions.
Those two
How
competitions.
far? So Fittest finished, and then you had what, a month or two,
Yeah, I had about 3 months or so.
and then Fittest. So finishing Fittest, you guys didn't qualify. Then you were like, okay, cool, individual time. We're not going to try to get
Well, yeah,
send the
it-
team
it-
to other sanctionals.
It was unknown territory because in seasons past, after Fittest in Cape Town, we would worry about the Open, and then we were pretty much dead set on the idea of going to regionals.
Yes.
Regionals being the
Yeah.
pinnacle of the season.
That's why we all went nuts
Yeah.
in February and March.
So with that being taken away, I said to my coach Chris, I said, listen, I guess we should replace the regional with something else, and we can't keep waiting around hoping, that an opportunity is going to fall in our lap. We need to go out and chase these events and see where we fare.
yeah.
So yeah, I dived straight into a couple of online qualifiers, which was quite tough on the body coming out of Fittest, and they went well. Made the cut for both events,
Yeah.
and
So the
that was that.
cut for both events. So the first, it was that crazy one.
Italian Showdown.
Yeah. It looked like just a conga line of people going crazy
So-
on machines.
So I'll be honest, the whole setup for Italian Showdown was quite different to anything I've experienced before.
Yeah.
It literally had a setup similar to that of any sort of show that you would go and sit down in a big theatre. People sitting down. There's a big curtain up in front of the stage,
Really?
and the athletes kind of get lined up in pens in the warm-up area behind the curtain. And let's say there's 10 people in a heat,
Yeah.
and there's 10 heats. You have your heat time.
Yeah.
You walk into the warm-up area half an hour before. You warm up, and they'll call you to say, right, heat 1, line up. You get the 10 guys in the pen, and some Italian chick sticks her head through the curtain and says, right, guys, you got 1 minute. And basically she goes back out in front. She sticks her head back. She's like, right, guys, you're
Yeah.
out there in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And eventually the curtains open up. You walk out. the crowd goes wild. Spotlights are on you. There's music. It's lights. It's craziness. You can't even really see how many people are out in front.
It looked like craziness in the videos.
And all you can do there is just worry about your lane and what you got to do.
Just go.
I mean, the workout goes, and when you get to the other end, that's when you see and you realize just how many people are there supporting. So it was pretty cool.
Where did you finish in Italy?
In Italy, I finished 13th,
that's good.
which is tied with my best sort of international finish, if you want to call it that.
Well, that's really cool considering you had Noah,
yes,
Scott's Panchik.
Yes, Scott's was
Roman,
ne? Who's that team? Angelo or
Angelo,
the other team?
Chico.
No, the other one. There was two teams. The one that won, Nick Palladino.
Nick Palladino. I think he pulled out at some point.
Oh, did he pull out?
Yeah, I think he may have got an injury.
Where is Nick now? He's been quiet.
I haven't heard
anything about it.
There was also Eslinger.
Yeah, Eslinger.
And Jonas Müller. Our good friend Jonas Müller.
Oh man, he was here for Phyllis there.
Yes.
Those are top names.
Yeah.
To finish 13th,
so 13th is really good.
And
that was earlier sanctional, so probably a little bit more packed than
the later ones.
No.
Yeah.
Nice. So anything else you want to say about?
Yeah, listen, Italian Showdown was a different setup to what I've been exposed to in the past, because it had what was similar to the games. In fact, it had those cuts throughout the weekend. So as a result, you kind of like treat every single workout as the last thing you might do for the weekend. You know, especially coming from South Africa, you've traveled all the way to Italy. You arrive there, you've paid your money, and there's this chance you might get eliminated after day one. So there's no sort of like gaming the workout. Maybe I'm going to save a bit of energy for the next WOD, or you know, I don't mind coming top 5 instead of top 3 because you know I'm anticipating a more of a wheelhouse event to come. You've got to go full tilt and hope that it was enough. So like, especially day one, I remember that workout being particularly brutal.
1,000 down to 25 or 50 or 100.
I think it was 100. I think it was 100 males. I stand under correction, but basically the field was huge. And it whittled down towards the last 5 on the final workout. But nice. It was cool. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
A good experience.
And so the next week to Iceland.
I mean, obviously financially we had to make that call because we were already in Europe. So we said...
Yeah, before you go straight to the comp, like from there you were staying in Italy.
Yes.
And then how many days after until you flew over and all that?
So we finished the comp on the Sunday, and then I think it was that evening, we went to bed, woke up, and pretty much went straight to the airport in a crazy taxi to fly to Iceland.
How long was that flight?
To Iceland? Maybe 6-7 hours.
So you got some decent rest probably.
Nice.
How are you feeling? You feeling stiff?
Wasn't too stiff. I think what was really cool is that we gave ourselves a week to sort of like acclimatize and get used to.
You guys planned it quite well.
The logistics of Iceland before having to try and peak again that following weekend, which is never easy. 2 weekends back to back.
Yeah, and then Iceland started with the mountain run.
Oh, that was absolutely horrific.
Yeah,
it was. I'll be honest. We prepared for that event, but
and you're a good runner.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely one of my strengths. But that event, if I can just say, even on the back of using lion's head and weighted vests in training, nothing can really prepare your calves and your hamstrings for the burn that is on a 3 kilometer incline run.
Incline. Well, incline the whole way.
The whole way.
Straight up. Yes. I remember watching the video and everyone was making fun of your bright shoes you went and bought 2 weeks before.
Yeah, bright red shoes. Yeah, just for the fans. All 20 of them.
Yeah.
Yes. How's it? Maybe 22.
Maybe 20.
The Instagram live feed was going nuts. So then BKG annihilated everyone.
Yeah, I think BKG actually holds the world record for that route.
For that. And then you went on, did you do what the day or did you go home and rest?
No, so after the run we went to the stadium, if you want to call it, or the events hall.
Yeah.
I do believe there was another event after that.
You got to the rock concert basically.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
It was like a big,
the production.
Big production.
The production was as good as the Italian Throwdown, actually.
Is it?
They had like big screens and
They
MCs.
even had a band
They
playing.
had a band. They really wanted to like spoil the Icelandic
Yeah, make a
community.
real thing of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we had that Dota workout.
Yeah.
that was so
That was
cool.
also
Yeah.
like a feature
Yeah.
in the middle
Yes.
somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's not go too deep, but can we talk about the snatch event?
Yeah, sure.
Because it was in a wave and everyone just built up, and basically if you failed, you dropped out.
So you had 30 seconds
Yeah.
to complete a lift. And I think it was 30 seconds. Anyway, the point is it was a very short time frame, and you get to add I think it was £10 at
Yeah.
a time. And yeah, basically if you were to fail the lift, chances are that you had one more chance within that time frame to hit it.
Yeah.
So it was very cutthroat in that sense. You had to be super accurate. You have the crowd in your face. The MCs are calling you out. The spotlight's on you. And things were going really well until 117.5, which I failed the first lift, and I panicked. And I went straight down within about 3 seconds to hit the second one, rather than resting.
Yeah.
Just maybe a couple extra seconds to hit it on the second attempt. But I thought I'd be a hero and go with 3 attempts in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And
What
got
was your
eliminated.
PB? What was your PB at that time?
At the time, it was 122.
Okay, so it was still something you could have made.
Yeah, listen, I could definitely have made that. I don't think it was a fatigue thing. I think it was an execution error. Technically, I didn't block hard enough, and I actually overthrew the wet.
So went behind you.
Went backwards,
all three of them, or just the first one?
The first one, then the second one, going in too soon, I underpulled.
Forward.
Yeah, so it was a shit show. I remember sitting down feeling furious, but yeah, that's the nature of competition.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And then they did the Dota expedition afterwards.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that workout. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and then you did the same word. That was bouncing. What is it? 90 kilos or
100
kilos? Oh,
The
my
guys
goodness.
would.
They were
What's his
bouncing
name?
it.
Chris Horvath. I wasn't bouncing it. Chris
Yeah.
Horvath was bouncing it like it was 50 kgs.
Oh God, my lower back
Yeah.
when I do shit like that. Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. So where did you finish in Iceland?
Yeah.
We have to check, but it was like somewhere around 23rd.
Hmm.
Obviously, it was changing to some degree, I guess, after Henrik got
Yes.
popped.
Yes.
And
Yeah, Henrik just keeps coming back and he keeps getting popped, and then he
Yes.
comes back and he gets popped. And
he keeps suggesting that it's all nonsense.
Yes.
It's
His
all in your
last
head.
post was he denies all of it, and
yes.
the rumors about like the CrossFit of Iceland has banned him from all CrossFit events or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's not real rumors.
Politics, he says.
The politics.
Yeah, the evidence is against him though. It's just too much. He refused the test the first time, and then he got banned, and then he took the test the second time a couple of years later, and he got caught again.
Once again,
So,
but
nah.
he's innocent.
Yes, I believe him.
Justin's very positive. Justin thinks he's
Justin
innocent.
believes him. Yes.
Listen, it was awesome to see him go up against BKG. They seem to be like have a good sort of like sparring relationship. I'm sure they've trained together.
They're not
But
friends anymore.
Yeah, it's a bit sad though.
I don't know. if they're
In
not friends.
retrospect, if you look back at the photos, it looks like this monumentous occasion for his career.
Yeah.
And then just like that, a couple months later,
Yeah.
it's like everything that was bullshit.
Yeah. He looks super happy in all his was. I was looking at his stories and stuff.
Yeah.
He's still training through.
Yeah.
That guy did nothing.
Yes.
I'm fine.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how you find the motivation to train when you know you've been banned for a few years.
Yeah.
When you come back, you'll be pretty much at the end of your career.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
planning still to go back, I guess. Same with Ricky, I think.
Yes.
He's training hard and he's
When
just
is
going to
Ricky
come back.
coming back? He was banned in 2017, was he?
I don't know. 2017, you're right. It is.
2017,
It's the
yeah.
year when they were all doing that
And it was a
snatch.
3 or 4 year ban, so he should
think
be
he-
back.
I think he had a chat with his brother and he said, "Listen, I need you to get popped as well to take the
Yeah,
limelight
take it
off
off
of
me and then
Yes.
I'll come back and
and then
kill
I'll
it.
come back and
Yeah.
everything will be fine."
Oh, I
Do they have another sibling? Because that's how this
think
seems to be going.
It's going to be another one.
Benny's like, I've got to get in, get popped.
Ricky's gonna phone his mom and say, "Listen,
Yeah,
it's your turn."
just hop in and please take something.
Yeah, so he'll be back in a year or two, I think. I must check that actually.
Yeah, I enjoy that kind of stuff, like the whole hunter stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm not a fan and stuff, but I enjoy seeing these guys go in
Yes.
and just upset the whole.
But it was
the
the
whole
Hunter
thing.
was so loud, and there were all the videos before him before the games, and then afterwards he just kind of snuck
He's
off.
fizzled off, and he's he was lucky because there was nothing he could do wrong. He could not make it, and then he could just fall back on saying like, "Oh, I didn't say I was going to win.
Yes.
I just said I would win a few events."
Yes.
And then he could also have won some events.
Yeah.
And then he would have capitalized on that. And
Yes.
said, "Everyone, you can't believe what I did."
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
So it was
if
chilled
you
for him.
think, if you looked at Hunter's open ranking and then his final performance in the games, yes, he put in a lot of good hard training between the open and the games, but I think it was pretty much relative to what you could have expected from him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
given his track record as
His CrossFit track record.
Yeah.
let's call it that.
Yeah.
But essentially, I think CrossFit was the biggest winner. You know,
Yes.
all the interviews that he had with Fikowski or any banter he had with any of the games athletes, in my opinion, kind of like made the games athletes seem a little bit sour about the fact that he got
Yeah,
a ticket.
yeah.
Yeah, listen, I can understand why, but at the end of the day, none of those guys should have felt threatened.
No.
Yes. In the
No.
end, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
they're worried about nothing.
CrossFit got a massive amount of exposure
Yeah.
from it. Yes, Hunter McIntyre's personal profile blew up through the roof.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm sure if you were to sit him down behind closed doors, he'd tell you that that's exactly what his plan was.
Yes.
Now everyone knows about him.
Yes.
All around the world. And
No, it's sorted.
no matter what he does going forward, he's going to have some support and backing.
No publicity is bad publicity. Or what is that the saying?
All
publicity
publicity
is
is
bad.
good. Is good.
All-
So, quite, he just made up.
Yeah. Well, we just spoke about him now, so there we go.
Yeah, we're going to say some really horrible things now, and hopefully this blows up.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
sure Pitch Fund
Yeah.
Sale in Bloemfontein's listening to this, and he's going to go and follow Hunter, thanks to us.
No. So the other wild card did much better, Ben Smith.
Yeah.
Apparently, Greg offered Richie, what is his name? His first name?
Craig.
Craig Ritchie offered him a wild card.
Mm.
And then Michelle Letendre also got offered a wild card while she
Okay.
was there.
Did she turn it down?
She
They
also
both turned it down. Yeah.
So there were no
Yeah.
females,
Wild
no,
cards,
no
no.
wild
as
cards,
in
no.
that accepted.
No.
No,
No.
but they didn't.
No.
They didn't.
Why
use
do you think
the-
that is? Why did the girls say no?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Michelle's a
I
coach.
don't know how many girls were asked. I think it was only Michelle who hasn't been training
Yeah.
at
Oh,
all. But Michelle, the last video I saw of her, she was doing the Wadapalooza workout, but she had like really tiny weights on. And I was thinking, is she injured or is she just doing it because she doesn't?
I
wanna
think
go hard and
she's
crazy.
so focused on the coaching, and she's got so many good athletes nowadays. She's really come out of nowhere with all these great guys.
Yeah.
That's Deca comp, right?
Yeah.
Deca comp, yeah.
She better hope it wasn't a flip for the 1 year.
She's got Valner, she's got Laura.
Because now the second year, who went through? Only James.
James was there, he
Newberry.
was top 10.
Mm.
Valner, well, look, Valner is still fit enough to be top 10.
Mm.
It just happened to work out that way. Every year there's going to be some big guys who just don't make it into the cuts if they carry on the cuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's got Valner, she's got James Newberry, she's
Horvath.
got Laura Horvath, she's got some other people as well.
Yeah, a few
Um,
other names.
Yeah, so she's done really well for herself.
I had no idea she had James. So
Yes,
the
I
whole
think
time
he's
he's
recent.
been training. He's Australian.
He's
in
Australian.
Australia.
He's still in Australia, yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
it's all long distance training.
But yeah, I think he's relatively recent with her. Yeah. But yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. How did we get on
we
to
were
this
talking
topic?
about Justin, and then we moved on to
Oh, we were talking about
Hunter.
Henrik, and then we went
Yes,
on to
yeah.
almost Australia, and then we ended up there.
Okay, so back to Justin. You finished Reykjavik at, what did you say?
23rd.
23rd.
Mhm.
You have to come first to go to the games.
Yes.
You knew you weren't going to win that one. There was a possibility you could have been top 5 at Italy.
Yeah.
But after that, you were like, fuck it. What now?
So listen, after Reykjavik, my credit card had one too many holes in it. So to be quite honest, we had to
you can
come
give
back
the
home.
listeners your number if you want them
His-
to send you some cash.
His Bitcoin
Yes.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send him Bitcoin.
And yeah, I just said, listen, we're going to come back, recuperate, train hard, and then look at the next season
Okay.
and start again.
So now,
Which is the Open.
the
soon.
Open,
Yes.
which we talked about
We
last
spoke
week.
about it last week. Justin has to beat Jason Smith.
Yes.
Yes.
And some others,
Yeah.
top guys as well, like AJ and Mick Stuckey.
Because now they're coming in hungry,
Mhm.
boys.
Yes.
But
But some of them are going to the Aphrodite Games. Mick Stuckey's going to the Aphrodite Games.
and it's not a sanctioned event.
No.
So it's just for experience and shits.
No, it's in Cyprus. It's a nice
Yeah.
place. It's a
A little
holiday.
bit of a holiday.
Mm.
Yeah. So there's
Okay.
Mick Stuckey going there. Alan Farless, he'll be recovered. His wrist should
I'm
be
sure
okay
you'll
by
be
then.
fine, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be good.
He'll be fine. Damien Janssen van Rensburg, you said,
I don't know
and
who that is.
Richard Smith.
Richard Smith.
Yeah.
Who's Damien?
I don't know Damien.
Yeah.
Damien
Is
Janssen.
he-
I'm not sure where he resides now. I think Standard correction. I think he was training in.
How
the
did his
UAE.
name end up in brackets on that piece of on that notepad?
Oh, he's there. Justin's, are you in the elite South African athletes WhatsApp group?
Yes, are you in
Ask
that
everybody.
WhatsApp group with
Guys,
those guys?
please notify me on your movements for the next month. I have a podcast
I
coming.
need to also know what you've snatched so I can do 1 kilo more.
In the WhatsApp group. You have to be top 10 in the country to get invited to the
Invited,
WhatsApp group.
I'm never gonna make it. Oh man.
So that'll be a good comp. And a lot of fun. It looked like you were there last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a cool place. They have a lot of stuff at night, so it's like well lit and it looks cool. The stream looks cool. So I think it's a good time.
Listen, I'm bleak. I'm not going to be there again. But of course, with it not being a sanctional event, you got to kind of like pick and choose to see what's going to take you further forward. You know,
and they're 28 sanctionals this year, so you can go anywhere in the world basically now.
there's plenty to choose from.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's hope that they've watched the sanctionals and they are like, yeah, let's stream and make it really clear.
I wouldn't be surprised if
It's gonna be-
by next season Aphrodite
They'll be in. Is it?
They'll be in.
Yeah, they should be in.
Because the last stream it was bits and bobs. I think we could watch you swimming or go run and then go swimming.
Oh, there was the running where the camera was at the same corner all the time. Was it that?
Yes.
Was it Aphrodite
Yeah.
games.
That it happened a few times.
Yes,
Once.
it's just the camera was on the same corner the whole time, and there was nobody there.
No.
But it's difficult, and streaming is expensive.
Okay.
So I think that's it. We're going to wrap it up there.
Yeah, I think that's wrap up.
So good
Nice
luck to
and short.
all of our friends there, our 4 friends, especially Damien.
Especially Damien. Yes.
Shall we say thanks to our listeners for listening to No Results, Only
Yes.
Excuses?
No results,
So,
only excuses.
No results, only excuses is now kind of officially the name.
What's our
Unless you
tagline?
guys give us our tagline is get rich or die training.
Yes. In the last week, have you got rich?
I've definitely not gone rich.
Have
So
you
then-
died training?
He's trying.
Yes.
A little bit. Yeah.
Died a few times and come back.
So he's 50% success rate.
Yeah.
I've neither got rich or died in training.
Yeah.
So I'm just a
And that's the
failure.
same with me. We're both failures.
It was
Yeah.
Did 50 Cent reply to your DM?
No.
Okay,
He
so
said
we're kind of
nothing.
like just going on a whim here.
He's
Yeah,
busy.
we are stuck with what's it? No excuses, only results.
And we hope he's too busy to sue
No.
us also.
No results, only excuses.
No results,
So-
only excuses. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you for listening.
See you again.
Cool. Bye bye.
Bye.